Good morning. Yeah, so now day 46 of the vlog. It's my favourite breakfast again. Got all the trail mix and crave and stuff on my porridge with cacao powder. Got to have a chocolate tasting porridge. Obviously, as I was saying, it's my long day today at work. However, I'm quite lucky. I'm sort of in 3 or 4 different places, which means I get to walk 3 or 4 different times essentially today. And I thought, because the next stage of the running, so I've done the 25k first stage, and the next stage I need to look at is the 31k second stage, and that's going to be where I probably start walking at some point, and then probably do essentially walking for most of the rest of the challenge to get to 100k. So I'm going to get very bored. Now, I've talked about things that might distract me with running, so maybe, like I said, watching the back of someone's shoes, or thinking of different things in my mind. I don't know whether that's coming out of a story or whatever. You can come up with loads of things to distract your mind. But walking's a very long time. It can take a very long time. And I don't think in this challenge I'm probably going to be doing more than 2.5 miles an hour, maybe a little bit more if you add the intervals. So I'm going to try and come up with 3 different sort of distraction techniques while out walking today to keep my mind busy so I'm not getting too bored. Maybe I might use them on the training day. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. I think I'm probably going to do a scavenger hunt. So yeah, let's finish my breakfast. That might be the first one I do today. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this one. So no, I do not like road trips. I have to say I get so bored and I hate sitting down. And obviously today I'm going to review my watch. I watch constantly. When I'm sitting down for ages, keep vibrating. I don't know how to turn it off. I need to find it out. And it always says after every hour, move if you haven't done like 200 steps. And it's really frustrating. But I just find my legs get so stiff. I need to go to the toilet. I try and go to sleep. I listen to music. You try and read in a car and then you realise you feel a bit sick because you've been looking at it for too long. I don't like road trips. I like going on holiday, but getting there is the worst thing. So if anyone can invent a time machine which just takes you there, that would be great. So from last week, I did my litter sort of beach cleanup. I kind of do a 2-hour walk essentially before work, or an hour and a half. And today, to keep my mind busy for that longest period, we're going to do a city scavenger hunt, which I found online. So there's going to be things I'm looking for, like a playground with a slide, beware of the dog sign, sign or street name beginning with the letter W, bird sitting on a street light. And yeah, I'm going to see how many I can find during this hour and a half walk. I think a store with the letter Q in its name would be tough. The one I'm definitely not doing is a license plate from another area. I think I might come up with my own one for that because I'm not quite sure what that means. But yeah, let's just see how many of these we get anyway. So I've taken a picture of all the sort of challenges on my phone because otherwise I'm going to have to keep referring to that scavenger hunt page. It's going to be annoying. However, I think I've found the first one. Well, say the first one, second on the list, but I'm not doing it in any order. We have an old payphone. So you never see them used anymore, but I'm going to count that as a payphone. I know this is an American sheet, but that's the first one I'm going to tick off. Don't think walking a dog one was going to take long. That's 2. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to take pictures of people's cars, so I'm going to say this is the bumper sticker about animals. So basically, clear up your dog litter sign. So, yeah, taking that. That's 3. The roadside with a W. A bird sitting on a street light. We got a pigeon. You know what? There's 2 in 1 here. The outdoor clock. And these are everywhere, to be fair. I'm saying that's a red truck, so that's 2 more to tick off the list. I'm doing pretty well, I think. Sail over there, that's a red door. Because again, I'm not taking pictures of people's houses, so let's tick that one off and say we've got a red door as well. Yeah, fish and chips is fast food. There you go. Park slide and a bench. So there's 2 more. So yeah, I showed you a few of the pictures there of the things I saw, but not all of them as well. To be honest with you, I think you'd be a bit bored of having to look at doors and signs. But anyway, I managed to get 15 out of 20, which I'm pretty happy with. Pros of the game is something you can make your own version. Obviously, you can do a nature version, which again, if I'm doing it on the walking challenge, I would. But yeah, obviously you can print them off. You can be as creative as you like. I have to say, it did make me forget about my biscuits for about 20 minutes anyway. I've eaten them now. But yeah, is it something I'd like to do? In terms of the cons, problem is you have to keep referring back to the sheet. So I had the picture of it on my phone, and then you probably miss things as well. So you're like, oh. And I have to say, it does get a little bit boring by the end. So yeah, as much as it's quite good to distract your mind for a little time, I don't think it's going to keep me preoccupied for the whole challenge, especially not when my legs are aching. So at the moment, it's a bit of a maybe, but I'd score that out of 10. That game, probably a 7 out of 10. So yeah, it's all right. The next one I'm going to try is going to be mindfulness walking. So I'm going to go to work now. After that, I'm going to walk back home. We're going to practice a little bit of mindful walking, which is going to involve photos and some breathing techniques involving the amount of steps I do. So yeah, that game was okay, but I think there's better ones to come. Just finished the first sort of part of my working day, and as I said, I'm now walking home. I'm going to practice the next thing, which is mindful walking. So mindful walking is actually quite a vague thing because there's loads of things that you can do for this. And we're going to try a few while I do my walk back. But essentially it's about just sort of, thinking in the moment and not sort of, just focusing your mind essentially, so you're not getting distracted. Your thoughts are very much just on one sole thing. So you may have heard of mindfulness eating, and you might be thinking about your senses. So like how many times, or what can you taste, what can you smell? Also thinking about not just eating too quickly, which is something I do. Mindfulness eating would be great for me. But we're going to have a little go at the ones I've found for mindfulness walking. So let's give it a try. To repeat that phrase with every step I take. So let's give it a try, and then I'll maybe come up with my own one, as it says. We have arrived. I've already done it wrong. Can't even remember what it is now. Hang on. Have arrived. I am in the here in the now. I have arrived. I am in the now. I think if I keep doing that on the walk and there's someone next to me, they're probably going to think I might either try and start a conversation with them, or I've gone completely crazy. I'm walking, looking at my feet. Tuna pasta are my lunchtime treat. I am forgetting what I am saying. This walking feels very odd. As the last part of the meditation or mindfulness. To be honest, I can't smell anything. I could smell dog poo a minute ago, which isn't very nice because I just walked past the dog poo bin. And then the pollution from a car. They're the two things I've noticed so far on this one. So maybe I'm not trying hard enough, but I think I'd struggle to find this one really works for me. Ideas that's recommended with mindfulness walking is what you can see. So you can focus your attention on something. But again, if you're walking on rutted ground, I don't think it's a good idea not to look down and just literally tunnel vision. I don't think that's going to work. But the other thing that they've said is about doing like photos and being a photographer and taking pictures of nature and then putting it into a collage. I quite like that idea. So I'm just taking a few pictures out of things I see if I walk that are nature related. Obviously it'll be a lot easier on the ultra event if there's some off-road bits, which there isn't as much around here. Don't think you really want a lamppost in it, but I'll take a few pictures, see what I come up with, and then it'll be the thumbnail for tonight's video. So done smell, wasn't the one that worked. Done counting steps and making songs. Let's try the photo part of mindfulness. So I actually really like that collage idea. It's given me an idea for the day as well. Something, because I'm doing 100k. I think every 10k I'm going to take a sort of selfie of myself and just see if I progressively look worse as it goes on, almost like a flick book. So yeah, we'll definitely do that on the day. So I quite like that idea. So what I'm going to say is for some photo and sight mindfulness, I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10. It's definitely something I'm going to do on the day, to take some photos, whether that's nature or selfies or whatever. In terms of the other sort of senses, the smell and taste and, you know, just what you can hear, I think that's going to be more difficult because there's going to be so much going on anyway. I'm going to be too preoccupied with how much I'm aching and stuff. And hopefully I'll see a few people during the challenge, so they'll probably be talking. I don't think I'll be able to focus too hard on that. So yeah, I'm going to give that a 3 out of 10. But yeah, mindfulness walking, I think it's got its place for the right people. I do want my lunch now, though, I'm not going to lie. I want those sardines. I wasn't just walking to it. I actually really do want them. I was going to review my running watch, so I'll keep it nice and short because I need to get going again soon. But you've probably seen sometimes on these videos, there's like a green light on the back, so it does have a heart rate monitor. I never use it, and I don't think it's that accurate, to be honest, anyway. But in terms of things that's on it, it tells you your amount of steps. Not really sure what that bottom thing is. It's not calories, though. And then how many stairs you've walked. So apparently I've walked 3 flights of stairs, which I think is probably about right today. And then it gives you a little bit more detail. So I've done 666 out of 150 minutes recommended a week. So I'm well over it already, and it's only, halfway through Tuesday. That's the whole week. Tells you what the weather's doing. Tells you all sorts of things. Tells you when you need to move, as I was saying. You can use it for things like how much sleep you've had and how much water you need to drink as well. As you've seen on the app, you can do like GPS routes. Can get a little bit carried away. As much as they're good, it's good to record things. You can get a bit over the top with this. The amount of times I've been like 20 or 200 meters off finishing a run and getting to 20k rather than 19.8, and then just run round the roundabout a load of times. People must think you've gone mad, but yeah, as long as you don't get too carried away with these, Garmin's brilliant, really accurate, great for, as I said, recording your data. But as I said, don't get too hooked on them, otherwise you start to worry about, I haven't done enough steps, and ultimately if you shake it, it thinks you're walking anyway. So there we go. So the final sort of challenge I'm going to do today is going to be more time-based challenges, because I think they're quite quick, easy things to distract your mind. So I'm going to start with the first one, which is going to be, how many fruits can I name, different fruits, in 30 seconds? This should be something I'm good at with the amount of fruit I eat. Apple, pear, plum, strawberry, blueberry, raspberry, blackberry, cherry, banana, kiwi, apricot, dates, tomato, I'm struggling, watermelon, melon, mango, jackfruit, passion fruit, 5 seconds, pomegranate. Okay, and the next one, and that was much harder than I thought actually, is going to be 20 Premier League football teams. How many of them can I name in 30 seconds? So yeah, let's give that a try. Man City, Man United, Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal, Everton, Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest, Southampton, Ipswich, Leicester. Oh, struggling. Oh wow. Oh, this is terrible. Newcastle. That's shocking. I'm sure I'm better than that. I'm not sure how I've got teams like Brighton and Bournemouth, considering they're basically one of the best teams at the moment. But yeah, don't mind that game, but it's, again, I think I'll soon get bored of doing it, but it's quite nice. So it's a bit of a faster paced one. That would certainly distract me from all the aches and pains a little bit more, that's for sure, particularly when doing the walk-in at the end. Yeah, final game then for today, postbox challenge. So I'm going to take a picture of any post boxes I see on the journey from my second place of work to my third, and yeah, just see how many E2Rs, so the cipher of Queen Elizabeth II, how many E2R post boxes I can see on my trip. I'm going to say I'll see 8 on the way, so it's about a 45-minute walk when I see 8 E2R post boxes. I only managed to find 4 post boxes with E2R on. There were 2 with GR, which is George. But yeah, only 4, so that's not a very good total. Quite like that game. I quite like the busyness of those games, which basically distracts your mind a little bit. So those last ones were probably my favourite. In terms of tomorrow, back to training, going to do a run tomorrow. I might try like a certain type of run. So it might be an interval-based run. And I want to try a few more of those as well. So it might be something called a fartlek or a pyramid session. So if you haven't heard of those before, coming up, I'm going to start doing a few of them. I'm also going to try and see if I can debunk some fitness myths and see if some of them are actually okay or if they're complete rubbish. And I'm also going to have a very interesting breakfast tomorrow. So yeah, keep an eye out for that one. I'm looking forward to it anyway, even though it probably doesn't sound the nicest thing you'd be eating at that time of the day. But yeah, as I said, hope you enjoyed this one today. I'll catch you later.